Hi, I'm Zibby Owens, the creator and host of the award-winning podcast that you're listening to right now. Thank you so much, called Moms Don't Have Time to Read Books. It is a daily podcast, 365 days a year, and each day we talk to an author about all of the things related to their career, their book, their life, and more in 30 minutes or less, because who has time? I am now an author myself, although I wasn't when I started this podcast, and you can get my new memoir, Bookends, a memoir of love, loss, and literature, wherever books are sold starting July 1st, and my children's book, Princess Charming. You can learn more about me at zibbyowens.com, but really you're here to learn more about the authors, and that is what we're going to do. Also, be sure to check out all the other podcasts in the Zcast Podcast Network. You can learn more at zcastnetwork.com and definitely check out those shows as well. Also, just a quick note that submissions for the ZIE Awards are open and will close on September 15th. Go to zibbyowens.com and you will find the ZIE Awards open submissions where we celebrate all the under-celebrated parts of a book, like the best spine, the best author's note, the best table of contents. And authors can nominate their own best publicists, best editors, and so on. There will be an in-person award ceremony in October in New York. You will not want to miss it. Go to zibbyowens.com. Ali Hazelwood is the best-selling author of Love on the Brain. She's also the best-selling author of The Love Hypothesis, as well as a writer of peer-reviewed articles about brain science, in which no one makes out and the ever-after is not always happy. Originally from Italy, she lived in Germany and Japan before moving to the U.S. to pursue a PhD in neuroscience. She recently became a professor, which absolutely terrifies her. When Ali is not at work, she can be found running, eating cake pops, or watching sci-fi movies with her two feline overlords and her slightly less feline husband. Welcome, Ali. Thank you so much for coming on Moms Don't Have Time to Read Books to discuss Love on the Brain.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Would you mind telling listeners what Love on the Brain is about?
Love of the Brain is my second book, and it's a rom-com about Bea, a neuroscientist who has been having a few issues in her career recently, but she gets assigned to this amazing project at NASA that is going to be life-changing for her. She's going to lead a very important project that has to do with astronauts and really complicated technology. And then when she's over the moon, because she just found out that she got this project, she finds out that the person she's going to lead the project with is someone that she knows from grad school, and it's someone that she has a little bit of a past with. And, the book is the story of how they kind of figure out how to work together in order to finish this project.
Wait, what was your funny nickname for him again? Super Brag or something? Or what was the sister's nickname for him?
For him, the Wardas, I think. Yes. I don't even remember. It's been so long since I read that book, and now I'm like deep into my other books.
Oh,
but I think that's what it is.
I know. You're like, am I really still talking about this? Yeah, the Wardas. Yeah. Amazing. I mean, there aren't a lot of books where the rom-com where the lead woman is a neuroscientist. I love that. And you have all of this description of her in the lab and her mom wore a wedding dress to her. Wait, who wore the wedding dress? I'm like, no.
The wedding dress was Marie Curie.
Marie Curie, yes, and her mom.
So Marie Curie, has this. I mean, to be fair, it was a different time, but the story of Marie Curie. So the main character of the book is kind of like a Marie Curie fangirl, or she's obsessed with Marie Curie. And who wouldn't be? I mean, come on, she was super cool. But there is this story of Marie Curie, which is that when she got married at the time, so Pierre Curie, who was, her soon-to-be husband, was going to be the one who would buy a wedding gown because she didn't have the money. Marie Curie was like, all the money goes into science. So he was going to buy her the wedding gown. And she was like, you know what? Let's not buy me a wedding gown since I have, how many times are you going to wear a wedding dress? Only once. Instead, buy me a gown that I can actually use in the lab. And so it's basically, she kind of like, in modern days, she basically got married in her lab coat, which I kind of love.
That's awesome.
It's so Marie Curie, really.
I love that, at the time of this recording, I'm like reading this about Marie Curie and then like looking at the J-Lo Ben Affleck wedding pictures, on Instagram. And I'm like, how different?
Wait, did they get married?
Yes.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I missed that.
Oh, it just happened. It just happened. And sorry for the timeliness.
I'm so glad they did it. I'm so glad. I want this for them.
Yes.
I want this for them.
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, you're going to go on a deep dive.
I'm so excited. Yeah. I don't know why I missed it. I've been very deep in K-drama, so I haven't been on social media a whole lot, but I'm glad. I'm so happy for them.
Yes. Yes.
It's the second chance romance that
it's true.
We all want to see in the world. It's
like another rom-com, right?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
20 years later, here we go.
I love this. They're older, they're wiser. They're both still super attractive, and this is happening. I'm glad.
Yes, it's well. Now you can write a book about that. Use that as like a. So wait, how did you get into write? Well, how did you get into writing in general, but particularly writing rom-coms?
Right. So I never really wrote fiction growing up. I would write for school and, for essays and stuff like that. But then I think in around 2017, I actually saw a movie at the movies, at the cinema. It was Star Trek Beyond. And I had always been a lot into Star Trek when I was a kid. And then, growing up, like there had been school and other things. And kind of like I had kind of let go of my fangirliest spirit. But when I went to the movies, I was in the last year of my PhD and I saw, Spock again. I was like, oh my God, I am obsessed again. And that was like how I got into fandom and fan fiction. I think part of the reason why I was never into fandom before and fan fiction and stuff was that, I didn't grow up speaking English. So there was a big part of the internet that was just kind of like off limits to me because I couldn't understand what was going on. But,
wait, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Italy.
Right. Okay.
So I grew up speaking Italian, and up until high school, I come from the very north of Italy. So the second language in our schools is German because we're so close to Austria. So English just wasn't really a thing for me for a long time. And then, in high school, I started studying English, and then, I started doing some programs abroad, and I started learning it. And anyway, fast forward, I'm in my late 20s, I think. And I am finishing up my PhD. I see this movie and I'm like, I need to know more about like what is going on. So
what was your PhD in?
My PhD was in neuroscience.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Keep going.
And it was here in the US. Yeah, no, so totally unrelated to Star Trek. It's like, this was just, I think I just bring it up because I think it was I think I really needed a distraction at the time. Like I had been hyper focused on my work and my school and, just my research for so long. And I kind of rediscovered that there was this amazing thing that I loved, which was, fanish spaces and, sci-fi and love stories. And so I kind of went back to that. And that's how I discovered fan fiction. And first I was just reading it. And then I started getting some ideas for, fanfic writing. And I started, slowly posting stories, first really short stories about, these Star Trek characters in weird scenarios, mostly like very romantic in tone. So like I had a bunch of ships, so a bunch of characters that I wanted to be together and stuff. And then, that's kind of how I started writing. I wrote fan fiction for, I think, 3-4 years. And then I met like my agent, Taole, who is amazing. She actually reads fan fiction and she found some of my fan fiction. And I had written a note at the end of one of my fics saying, if you are interested in this story, please download it because I might pull it one day. I might decide that I want to, try to publish it. So just make sure that you download it if you want to have it because it might not be here. And she saw this note and she was like, it sounds like you're interested in publishing. Why don't we work together, basically? And that was, that was amazing. She's the one who like kind of taught me how to write a rom-com, Wow. She helped me so much. She's amazing. And that's how, the books started happening.
So it basically was just your agent being like, transition from fan fiction into this.
My agent is amazing. And not just that, like she's such a, she didn't just do it with me. She's done it with other people too. Like she's taken a lot of like artists, and she does both illustrated books and like, graphic novels and like regular books that like, just writing.
Yep.
And she's also very into fanish spaces and fandom. She's like a nerd. I love her. I like her as a person. Aside from everything, like we have so many things in common, but she has done it with several people. She just reads fan fiction, and if she sees potential and if she sees interest in someone, being traditionally published, she doesn't like, she doesn't like barge in and say, you should stop writing fan fiction because you're just wasting your talent. You should come and try to publish. She's just, if she sees interest, she helps you.
Got it.
She's amazing.
Wait, who is this? Who is this amazing agent?
Her name is Taule. She is with the Sandra Dijkstra. I can even pronounce the name. Okay. Literary agency. I'm actually very excited because I'm going to Comic-Con this week, and so that will be in San Diego, and that's where she lives. So I'm gonna get to like hug her. I'm so excited.
I was just with Evangeline Lilly, who is from Ant-Man and the Wasp, and she was at my book fair, and she's going to be at Comic-Con this week.
There's going to be so many cool people. Like, I am just going to like pace around hoping to meet Oscar Isaac. I think that's what I'm going to do.
You're so funny. I have to say, you would not know or assume any of this backstory about you from reading this book. I mean, yes, I knew there was some neuroscience background, but it could have just been research, right? You could have just like Googled extensively or interviewed people, but you have the most amazing background. It's really awesome. I mean, and yeah, it just goes to show. It's like, you just never know. You just never know. It's like,
you really don't. You really have no idea. Like I never would have thought 5 years ago that I would be doing this. I mean, this is amazing. I'm super grateful, but I never would have pictured it. You really never know. Oh
my gosh. But you have a great voice. Like you're from the very beginning, like I did not want to stop reading, right? It's super relatable and conversational and funny and like current in all the, slang and everything. You know what I mean? It's like, especially that you don't have English as a first language. I mean, that's like shame on all of us who are native born Americans who like cannot write books or
I get like so much help though. Like I get, I have a lot of friends that I actually met from my fan fiction days, and they helped me so much. Like they're like, this is not English. This is not a real word. You made it up, stuff like that. And then I have, of course, my editor at Berkeley who also helps me so much. Like, so I have to be honest, like I get like the first version of anything that I write is like, oh my God. It's like, it has to be in the vault, locked, cannot be seen by anyone.
Do you also have a sister you're close to or just a best friend, or who do you call it to in the morning?
Well, so I have a sister and we're fairly close, but I have a bunch of really, really good friends. So there's my best friend, Kate. Actually, my first book was dedicated to her, whom I met through fandom. Aww. She is my fangirl twin soul. Like, okay. As in whenever I get excited about something, she's the one that I go to. Like for me, it's just, I know it sounds, I also go to her when I have problems, when I want to cry and stuff like that. But like, for me, just like the whole getting excited about things is so important. I really just want to have someone to share this with. And like, she's the one that I can go to. Like, for example, I recently got into K-drama so hard. And she like was like, you know what? If you like them so much, I'll check them out. And
okay, wait, what? Okay, this is embarrassing. What is K-drama?
I am ready. I am ready to talk about them. So K-dramas are, it's like basically, they're basically like these mini series. They usually have 16 to 20 episodes, and there are a bunch of genres of them. And they are, produced and written in Korea. And you might have heard of Squid Game. I think it was the biggest one. Right. Yes. It's basically like Squid Game, but, the ones I like are usually more romantic in tone. They have like a bunch of love stories, and they're just like, it's just such an incredible storytelling medium. They just like, they are, different from, US TV shows, of course, because they come from, they're the product of a different culture. And I really, really enjoy them. And there are so many. And that's what I spend my life doing right now. I just watch them all the time.
Guilty pleasure. Okay.
It's not even guilty. Like, I'm like, whatever. I embrace it.
Yeah. Okay. Outward pleasure. Okay. Well, I won't feel as bad not knowing about K-drama, and you won't feel as bad not knowing about J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
Yes, exactly.
Now we're even.
No, but to be honest, I didn't know what K-drama was 2 months ago. Like, so I was right there with you. It was like, Christina Lauren, the authors.
Yeah.
Lo was the one who introduced me. She was like, you have to watch this one. And I was like, I will. And I did. And now this is my life. And like, Lo has abandoned me. Like, Lo has now other passions. And I am still here obsessed.
I just interviewed her. I just did an event with her for the Gloss. So
isn't she amazing?
Gloss Book Club. Yeah. Amazing. Awesome. Wait, okay. So the next book you're doing, tell me about that.
The following one, After Love on the Brain.
Yes, After Love on the Brain. Okay. And you also did the Love Hypothesis.
Yes. That was the first one.
That was the first one. New York Times bestselling author. That must have felt amazing.
That was so cool. So unexpected too. It was just a bunch of like really cool coincidences and things that happened and like that made it happen. And it was just the coolest thing ever.
Wait, what made it happen?
Well, so book talk mostly. Like it was just, there were these book talk influencers who just, so my book was a book of the month club pick. And so there are a bunch of influencers who are just kind of like associated with book of the month and they get their books first or something. And so the book ended up in the hands of these amazing people who, made all these amazing videos about it. And, that's what I say, like a bunch of like little things that happen and like a confluence of marvelous things. And then, so my next book, I am going to be honest with you. I don't know how much I can say because we are so deep in edits. I don't know how much is going to change about it. As of right now, the title is Love Theoretically with a comma between love and theoretically. I think I want the comma. I don't know if my editor has.
I like the comma. I like the comma. I'm
gonna email her once we get off, and we're like, okay.
It totally changes the meeting.
Thank you. Yeah. It's like it was supposed to be a pun on love, actually. The love theoretically, because the main character is a theoretical physicist. So I was so proud of this title.
I like it a lot. Yeah,
I am really bad at titles. So whenever I get something that is vaguely punny, like I'm like, okay, I'm a genius. No one talk to me. I am the best person in the world. Like. Anyway, I hope that there will be a comma and I hope that will be the title, but still undecided. As of right now, it's the story of a theoretical physicist who ends up at odds with an experimental physicist. There is a little bit of a rivalry between them, theorist and experimentalist. And that is compounded by the fact that she has been fake dating his brother. So it's kind of like, I like to think of it as my fake dating book with a twist, in the sense that the girl doesn't end up with the guy she's fake dating, but she ends up with the brother of the guy that she's fake dating.
Interesting.
I hope it works. I don't even know.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Still deep in edits.
Oh, no, it's awesome. Aside from using all of your PhD stuff in your fiction, are you doing research or teaching or anything related like just to that?
As of right now, yeah. I am planning to take a year off next year, so the next academic year. But as of right now, yeah. So I am a professor. And yeah, I do research and I teach, and my students hate me because I teach neuroanatomy. It's everyone's least favorite subject because there's a lot to memorize.
Wow. Yeah. And where do you teach anatomy?
I am like, is it okay if I don't say the university where I teach?
Yes. Is it in the United States or not?
It is. Yes. I'm here. I'm in the south of the United States. Yeah. Okay. I'm just like trying to keep my two.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
Thank you.
Do your students know that you have this like secret life of a novelist?
I haven't told them. And, I use a pen name, so I haven't told them. However, my picture is at the end of the book. So it's possible that someone knows, but hasn't said anything.
So your real name is not Ali.
My last name is not Hazelwood.
But your first name is Ali.
It's a nickname. Yeah.
It's a nickname. Okay. I won't pry too much. Wow.
It's possible that they know.
I feel like you would know if they do. I feel like they would.
Right. I know. Right. I feel like if one of my professors wrote a book and I got to the end of the book and saw the picture, I think I would go to them and be like, hey, you wrote a book. But I don't know. I don't know.
Wow. I actually think that's amazing that you're not marketing to them. I feel like that's the first thing I would do. It's like, okay, here's my core audience. Like, at least I can sell to all my students. And you're like, no, I'll just sell to all these other millions of people over here.
My poor students. I know. I mean, if I would, I mean, they're college students. So I would feel bad. They already, pay my salary through their tuition. So I would feel like I would want to give them free books actually. So.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That is really funny. What an interesting life. So when you're not going to Comic-Con, watching K-dramas, writing, teaching, or researching, do you have time to do anything else?
I mean, again, the K-drama is truly my
that's the source.
Like, I cannot overstay how much time I spend watching them.
Okay.
I crochet. I love crochet.
Oh, I'm seeing behind you all this.
This is my crochet project angle. I have 2 cats. I'm going to show you my cat. He's here.
Oh.
He's very cute. And the other one is elsewhere. I don't know. That's it, really. This is my bio that I have to change. It says that I run in my spare time, but the truth is that I have been working out very little in the past 2 years. So, but let's pretend that I'm a very sporty person.
I literally worked out for the first time this morning in so long. And I was like, this is pathetic. That like and then I'd say to myself, like, well, I should at least do 25 minutes. Like, come on, 25 minutes. And then I'm like, that doesn't count. And then I'm thinking, this is more than I've done in weeks. Of course it counts. Like,
I know. Same. Like it's one of those things where when you fall off the wagon, it's so hard to go back because it's painful. And also you're like, I used to run, 5 miles, not even like, and now it's like, oh my God, I ran for 4 minutes and I am dying. So it's just very hard to compare yourself with what you used to do.
It's very humbling.
It is so humbling.
I might as well just stay sitting down and not face the pain
and keep my dignity.
Stay with my head above on Zoom and, anyway, well, at least I'm not alone in that. Thank you.
Never alone. You're never alone.
Do you have any advice for aspiring authors?
I guess my advice is that, it's kind of always the same and kind of like, I don't know, maybe try it a little bit, but just find a very good support network. It's a very tough business. It's harsh sometimes. Like you get very honest feedback from all corners. And I don't know, I doubt myself a lot. I'm sure other people, I'm sure every author doubts themselves, and just having a bunch of friends that you can talk to and that are there to support you and that, love you despite, or they are there, they're your friends regardless of what you write, that make you feel like you're a person and not just a writer, that is very valuable. And they help you deal with the rejections and the failures, because there are so many. So just find a very good support network that you can trust. But I guess that's the advice for everything in life. So
that is not what I usually hear, so don't worry. Do you currently have love on your brain right now?
I mean, I have my husband and my cats.
Okay.
I do love my husband very much, even though he's very annoying sometimes. He's very cute and I love him. Yeah, I guess I do. But I love my cats more. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. I won't tell him. All right.
He knows.
He knows. Ali, or whatever your real name is. This is so much fun and I'm so impressed. I love this whole neuroscience, science rom-com sort of subgenre that you've created here. I think it's so cool, especially to have role models of super smart women. And
I mean, I have to be honest, I didn't create it. Sherry Thomas and Helen Hong were, writing them way before. But, I'm just glad to be part of their tradition.
Okay, fine. Well, I know you, so I'm talking to you. I'll tell them the same thing if we ever speak. But, for now, I'm saying it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Either way, I think it's amazing. I think it's great to give really smart women as role models and for protagonists, and so that we can learn a little bit as we go anyway. So it's awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. All right. Well, good luck and take care. And
thank you.
Keep going on that comma. Like,
yes, I will fight for the comma.
Double down on the comma. Yeah, there you go.
I'm writing my editor right now.
Okay. You can CC me if you want.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Take care. Thanks for listening to this episode of Moms Don't Have Time to Read Books. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Zibby Owens and at Moms Don't Have Time to Read Books. Also sign up for my newsletter at zibbyowens.com and sign up for my virtual book club and meet lots of authors on Zoom every other week. Thanks so much to Steve and Ryan at Texture Sound for the sound editing. And thank you to Morning Moon Productions for providing this fantastic intro and outro music.